let's do some bookings. So the first thing first, you want to hide your identity or IP tracking. So VPN is the best place to do that. Once VPN is established, then you don't want to browse in this session. You open an incognito mode. Then you go to flight.google.com. They have some nice tools that we can explore, and we can do it will give you a very good idea about what you want, and then you can use other websites to do further exploration. So the first thing we need is a selection. It's a round trip for 2 people in economy class from Hyderabad to Toronto, departing somewhere in the middle of September. So let's look at the prices. So if I book this week, 16,000, 720 for the 19,000, 2016, it's unaffordable even in economy. So let's go the nearest best price, 6,400, 700, 73. So this green highlighted are the lowest item in these two selection. So let's pick the first date that's available. We can change it anytime, but to get started now, I want to have a tentative return date somewhere end of October or early November. So let's pick some random weekend. I pick 4th. The prices are almost nominal at this point, not much changing. So I'll pick one fine weekend. Then let's start exploring. So first, when we look at this, one thing we need to keep in mind that some of these prices are offered, the lowest prices are offered based on your layover in USA. Meaning some of the economic routes include either Newark, New York, Boston, and some other cities within USA, but you need to have USA visitor visa in order to avail this. So unless you have US visitor visa, we have to pick those cities out of this selection connecting airports. There is no easy shortcut like take out this country USA, so we need to, the only way is to look at them is by experience. So Bahrain, Baltimore, Barcelona, Bangalore, Boston, Chicago, Dubai, Dublin, Federal Territory, Kuala Lumpur, Frankfurt, Geneva, Istanbul, Jeddah, Lisbon, London, Milan, Montreal, Mumbai, Munich, Muscat, New York, Newark, Paris. We can lay over in most of these European cities, so no problem there. Philadelphia, I think Philadelphia is USA as well. Philadelphia. Then Tokyo, Vienna, Warsaw, Washington, Zurich, Tokyo. Any other? Rome. This is very important layover that offers most of the economic prices. Munich, Montreal, Milan, London. I might have missed 1 or 2 for sure, but it's very rare that you find any other random US city give you a best price, unless it is Newark or something else. So with those selections, let's have some checks. Now some of these layovers include 6 to 8 hours or more than 8 hours layover. That's why it became 30 hours, etc. So we can fine tune this a little bit, because if price is your priority, then we should start exploring this option right away. But we should also see if there are any other considerations we can make. For example, I don't want any of my flight overall layover overall duration is more than 30 hours. That's first criteria. Then the second is the stops. I don't want to take more than one stop for my parents, basically. Airlines. Okay. Price. Also take out any flights more than 10,000. We are just trying to limit the number of options that are presented, so that we can take a fine guess at what we're gonna get. Some flights would include this, some flights would not include this. So for now, let's not complicate this filter, and let's look at any other filters available. Star Airlines is okay. Station, all the US were taken out. I think Virgin Atlantic is also US. Timings, if they are preferred, you can pick the timings. I think timings are less important. Layover duration, for how long you want to layover. Max 8 hours. 8 hours is also max, but connecting airports. Under 30 hours, show separate tickets, hide separate tickets. We don't want to book two individual tickets and confuse them, so we want combined tickets. So as soon as I remove that, most of the other entries were gone, and that's because not all flights offer that. So now this is the fine list, but it's not over yet. We still have an option to check, is this the best price around this date. If I have flexibility with the dates, because I have flexibility with the dates, I will open up this price graph first. If you look at the two things that we need to remember here is the horizontal lines. So this is the 5,000, that line is $5,000 mark. Some rates were less than 5,000. Notice that on October 17, but the destination, of course, along with the departure date, the final return date should also be extended. So the dots at the bottom will indicate this is the starting date, and this is the end date of the below line, the current selection, which is on November 4th. Now the one I'm moving around is the virtual switchover. So I can pick, if I pick one day later, then notice the dot on the end is also moving one day ahead, November 5th. So this is for a graph. This is a graph for 45 days trip. Okay, so let's think we want to stay 45 days for sure. So this is the best one in the nearest site, but remember the return flight is above 5,000, so making it about 5,000, and this one as well, 4,900 combined, right? Now let's experiment something. I cannot pick these dates because it's going to be October, and the November is the return, which is too far, so I have only flexibility between these days. One thing I can try is reducing the return date or increasing, because at this range the prices are a bit high for the return date. So I can try some dates here. So in order to do that, I can reduce the trip by using plus or minus. So if I reduce stay by 1 day, these new prices are for 44 days of trip, which is starting at September 20 till November 3rd. Looks much better, right? All the graphs now, all these prices are reduced below 5000 except this one. So if I'm going about here, because of the adjustment, it is still showing 49, because though it is low, the return is a bit higher. So I'll try a couple of more days. Okay, this one 49, 49, 48, 44. But this is again, October 10th is too far from what I'm planning. If I wish I could plan something for October mid, then this is the best. If I pick this guy, the smallest, or this one of these two, this would be the best, 4200. But obviously you are compromising on the travel dates, so I want to try something this. Okay, September 24th. Then my price is somewhat better than this. Now let me wiggle this trip a little bit. Let's try by reducing it. No change. Increased further. So it's, as I reduce November 3rd, it's increasing because it's Friday, and this is Thursday, 5100. Not too great. Let's try until Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, Sunday prices are 4900, same as what we were seeing November 4th. So there is not much difference between this Sunday or the next Sunday. So now I'll increase the stay. Now this time notice the graph loads faster because it's all in memory. Google remembers this within this session. So November 4th, November 5th is the best price, matching with my dates, right? Then even if I go a little further, not much difference. It's 4969 is the best for these two, 42 and 43 days trip. Monday it's going to be tough, so let's plan Sunday. Alright, Sunday November 5th, 49 is the best price as per this chart. Now this is also not the end of it. 49 is the best. Now let's look at the data grid. Data grid is same as that, but the representation is slightly different. So first I'll explain what is this. So horizontally it's a departure date. 24th is the current selection. 3 days on the left, 3 days on the right. If you start on these dates, these are the prices for the corresponding return date. So if, as per your current selection, this is the center highlighted. So you want to come on September 24th and you return on November 5th. But if you have some wiggle room between the dates, you can play around the nearby dates. So if I'm moving one left, I'm reducing my start date, September 23rd. I'm not changing the return date, November 5th, but the price is higher. If I go right, not much difference. That means for a destination, for the return date of November 5th, whether you start on 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, not much difference. Same as November 6th. Whether you pick Sunday or Monday, whether you pick any of these 4 days, same price. And why these small sparkles, the stars here? Because this is the best price of this entire grid shown on this screen. And how to know whether this is the best price or is there any other better price is by using these little arrows to move these dates left or right, up or down. Moving up means playing around with your return date. Okay, what if I return bit later? It's same as increasing the number of days from 45 to 46, 47 in the graph, but it will give you more granular details of all the combinations, like 3 days before, 3 days after, including the date you planned, 3 days before and 3 days after with the travel date. So essentially plus or minus 3 days, right? Plus or minus 3 days for the destination, for the one, like incoming and outgoing, all 49 combinations in one shot. And when you move around, notice the stars. If they are not moving from 4969, that means that is the best price. Okay, now 4969 is gone. The star is gone. Though it is green, though it is one of the best prices, lowest prices, this is the new star now, 4965, $4 less than that. That means if you start on any of these dates and return on the next Sunday, which is number 12, you're gonna save $4. Now it's up to you to decide whether you want to wait one more week to get this price, or you're okay to move back and choose 4969 is your best price. That's not all. You can move back and forth, as I said. So here it's red. 5960 is the highest price in these ranges. If I move left, let's see the trend. For these dates of return, the prices are increasing. So here it is 4, 5 combined. Here it is 5, 5, 4, 5, 9, 5, 6, and here most of them are 6 or 7. Right? It's not good. So you are reducing the date to start, and it's again 7 full. It's not good. So let's move right. Any better? Little better. If you start on Thursday, 4 days after your current plan date, you can save $4. Not much. $4.6. What was the previous price? $4.9. Right? Now to save $300, you need to wait until October 4th, which is more than a week from your planned date. That's when you start saving $200 more dollars. Now you can also play around with the end date to see if it gets any better. Yeah, of course. So, but this is going to be very short, right? From 4th to 30. That's not what you're planning. You want to have at least 6 weeks of gap, so you cannot go so close to the date. So it's a sweet spot between the first travel and the return, 1 month of time. This is the best price. But since October is too far from what we planned, we may have to compromise a little bit and pick the best price. And what is the best price? This guy. Why? Start on Sunday and you return on Sunday, matching with your best dates. Let's see. One last thing to note is the travel combinations might differ between these two. So because the price is matching so accurately, it's most likely the same route operates every day. For example, let's look at this date. 4969 is 19 hours and 45 minutes from Emirates and Air Canada, 9:50 p.m. right on Sunday, and then arrives 8:05 next day. Let's look at the next day, or maybe 3 days after this, right? Let's see that. Is it the same? Most likely. Hyderabad to Varanasi, Emirates Air Canada, 9:50, 8:05, 19:45. And why? Because it's a daily flight. Let's pick this date, like 1 day before. Come on, box. I hate box. Look at this. It's slightly different. It's not a daily. What is different? This is the same. 8:05 is the arrival. It's not changing. But layover is changed by 40 minutes and it's a different connecting flight. That means you are not being transported by Etihad from Hyderabad to Dubai, but instead in Air India. And the starting time is not much different. you're starting a couple of minutes early and going on Air India. So it depends whether you want to pick this or you want to go with Etihad, Emirates, YYZ, and then is it layover in Dubai, right? DXB. Yeah. So if you are a fan of Emirates, you go this. If you're a fan of Air Canada, Air India, wait another day and then go for that. And then, yeah, let's look at this itinerary for example. 9:50 p.m. They'll start late in the night. After dinner, they wait. Probably they don't sleep by this time. They get down. They take about an hour and a half gap in between. By the time they go to the gate, it's midnight, 1:30. Probably sleepy by this time. And as soon as you get on board, they'll sleep all night, watching movies, having drinks, and in the morning they get up and arrive. This is the thing that we look in, and no gap in between, 14 hours here and 3 hours. So I think this is the best and probably the best price for these dates with this combination and all that. Yeah, and if you want to repeat this, first thing you do, close your incognito browser. Second thing, you disconnect your VPN and then repeat. Let me know your comments what you do to trick the flight prices.